Don't know. Yeah, he's got it.
The audio one is not white.
Or he could just put it in his fucking mouth every time, and he wouldn't have to worry about it.
Hard concept.
Yeah. Are we on?
Yeah.
Is the mic on for that too?
Yeah. I was thinking about turning it off after I started hearing it, but
Mouthpieces are required if you were wondering.
she should be worried about the time clock, not his.
Right? Welcome to Burnsville, Minnesota. 15-minute period. Pelly, Hudson, Carson, Kyle, and Miles step on as the faceoff is won back to Miles and sends it forward through Pelly. Hand up for an icing. We'll bring the puck back all the way down in the defensive zone. Looks like we'll be stop clock 15-minute periods. Playing the Marshall Tigers in black, Scouts in white. Looks like we've got a helmet or mouthpiece malfunction here as Carson comes off, and Steven will jump on in his place. Face off one back by Hudson and rimmed around, picked up by Miles, who sends it up the wall to Steven, a little out in front, but Steven wins it back. And the Tigers will pick it back up and move through the neutral zone into their offensive zone here. Skates through the middle, surrounded by Scouts. Sends it back in deep. Picked up by Marshall. Pass back to the point, D to D, picked off by Pelly here and tries to play it out in front, but chased down by the Tigers. Kyle passes forward to Steven. It's picked off, and Marshall brings it into the zone. Hiram's going to pick that puck up, take it through the neutral zone. It gets away from him, but he's able to get it back. Gets a shot, but it's deflected away by the defense, and he takes control below the goal line. Skates out along the wall and takes it back below the goal line again. Luke comes in to help. And Hiram wins that puck back, sends it through the middle. Stevens not quite there. Slips off of his backhand for a moment, and Marshall's going to pick it up and rim it around up the wall. Puck played out by Marshall, picked up by Nolan, who sends it cross ice for an offside. Bree Parker and Calvin will jump on with Nolan and Harper. Center ice faceoff, 13:36 left in the first. Faceoff won back by Marshall. Parker in pursuit on a forecheck here as Marshall takes it around the net, plays it up the wall, picked off by Bree, who sends it through the crease, deflected away by the goalie. Calvin will work to keep this puck in and does. Pulls it back. Now he has a shot. Sends it wide. Harper steps up. He gets beat as the puck's chipped around him, and Parker's there to help out. Pass sent through the middle. Nobody gets a piece of that, and Marshall just can't quite get a shot on it. Nolan tries to play this puck out, slips in the process. Harper's going to rim it around. Brianna's going to be the first one there. Chips it off the wall to Parker, and Parker's going to send it through the zone over to Calvin. Great pass. Calvin's going to get a shot on net here and picked up by the goalie. Full change for the Scouts will bring on Owen, Miles, Carson, Hudson, and Pelly for a Offensive zone faceoff, won by Marshall, but picked up by Pelly here and sent back below the goal line by Hudson. Played back in the zone by Pelly and slips off the stick of a Marshall Tiger here as Pelly works to regain possession. Hudson jumps in, helps him get that. Pelly's going to pick it up and sends it through the crease to Carlson, who's got a goal. Great job, Hudson coming over and poking that puck down to Pelly, who sends it back through the crease to Carson, who's able to just knock it in. 1-0 Scouts. .12-13 left in the first. As Steven, Hiram, and Luke will come on. Face-off won by Marshall. Sends it in deep on net. Wins it back. Plays it below the goal line here. Turns for the wraparound. Picked up. Another shot on net. And this thing is going to stay out of the net. Hits the top crossbar as Anthony kicks it away with a diving save there. Hits the top crossbar. Comes back out into the crease and kept out by the Scouts. Marshall wins the puck back, sends it down the wall, and they pick it up, go to work behind the net. Turns and looks and skates it back down below the goal line. Picked up again. Marshall sends it out front. It's a great pass, and Anthony's able to swallow this up. Kyle and Harper on D, joined by Calvin, Brianna, and Parker. Face off, pushed forward by Marshall, but picked up by Kyle here, and he's going to skate it out. Brianna has it, sends it forward to Parker. Parker's got one defender here. He's going to loses the puck a little bit, but picks up speed. Takes the puck below the goal line, turns and sends it to Calvin, who fires it back to the point. Harper's going to send this thing on net and gloved by Marshall. Good offensive look there with a nice breakout, some good passing. Nolan and Miles will jump on defense here, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off on the right side. One back by Marshall, and Miles is going to send it back in on net, picked up by the goalie. Forward change coming. Pelly, Hudson, Carson on the ice now. Marshall working to get this puck out of their zone. Can't do it as Hudson's going to skate it below the goal line here and around the net. Sends it back into Pelly. Pelly's going to hit the... No, excuse me, that's Hudson. Hits it back in, and it deflects off the stick of a Marshall Tiger, and the goalie can't get a read on it. That thing's going to float in over his glove. 2-0 Scouts, 10:59 left in the first. Face off one back. Miles goes back to collect and rims it around the net. Nolan's going to pick it up and skate a little bit. Loses possession here and picked back up by the Scouts. Pelly works in the corner here with Hudson. And they're going to win this puck. Sends it through the middle to Carson. Carson picking up speed to the neutral zone here with 1.5 defenders to beat. Holds up for just a second. Puts a shot on net. Good decision there. Hiram's going to come in and join the party here with Steven. And played out by the Tigers. Harper's going to pick this up, gains the red line, and sends it back in. Puck slips off the stick of a Marshall Tiger as Luke takes a shot. It hits Hiram, and he's able to get a rebound puts it back on net. Another rebound produced by that, and Steven puts that on net, and then it goes below the goal line. Steven working to pick this puck up here, one-on-one in the corner, and played out by Marshall. Luke picks it up and sends it out of the zone for just a moment as Harper's going to send it back in, but Steven's caught offside. 9:50 in the first. Full scout change brings on Miles, Kyle, Calvin, Parker, and Brianna. Center ice face-off after the offside. One forward by Parker, and Brianna picks it up, makes a move, gets a hook there. She draws a penalty, and we're going to go on a power play.
Oh, that works.
That'll bring on the power play unit.
I don't know if I can hear you. You're probably good.
Power play unit will come on here. That's going to be Hiram, Hudson, Pelly, Miles, and Steven. One back by Hudson and set cross ice pass D to D here. Chip back in the zone by Steven. Hudson turns and looks, fires a pass over to Miles, who shoots, deflected through traffic there, and poked in by Pelly off the rebound. Three nothing with 9:28 left in the first. That'll bring back on Calvin, Parker, Brianna, Harper, and Nolan.
Hey, how's it going? You guys over there? Okay.
Nolan picks his puck up, sends it up the wall, and Calvin loses it for just a moment. Back in the zone here. Parker pokes that puck off the stick on a nice back check there, and played out of the zone by Calvin and Brianna. Sent back in for a moment. Parker's going to pick it up and take possession. Plays it up the wall, but can't get it there. And picked off by a Marshall Tiger, sent into the net off a deflected shot. Quick change coming here for the Scouts. That'll bring on Pelly, Hudson, and Carson. Owen and Miles on D now. That puck's played through the middle by Pelly, picked up by Miles, who's going to gain the red line and send it in deep. Pelly in on a forecheck as that puck rides the rail there and skips up to a Marshall Tiger. Played back in by Hudson. Pelly will pick this puck up and send it through the middle. Held in by Miles. Back down to Pelly, who makes a move and into the skates of a Marshall player, and they'll play it out of the zone. Marshall keeps his puck in, tries to get the puck deep as Pelly's able to play it out, and Marshall will work to the neutral zone and back into their offensive zone again. Skates it in, takes a quick shot, goes on net as Anthony's going to cover this thing up. Another full change for the Scouts will bring on Luke, Hiram, Steven, Harper, and Kyle. One forward by Hiram, who pokes it out of the zone here, and there'll be a foot race with Steven, Hiram, and a Marshall player. Back out of the zone as Luke picks it up and plays it back to Harper. Harper passes it forward to Luke, and we're in the zone again. Hiram picks it up, tries to find Steven, but it lands on the stick of a Marshall player. Kyle's going to shoot, and it's deflected through traffic here. Harper D-to-D pass back to Kyle. Kyle's going to walk it in and shoot again. Keeps it on the ice this time, but still deflected. Shoots again into the goalie's chest here, and that'll be covered by Marshall. That'll bring back on Calvin, Brianna, and Parker. Parker ties that faceoff up, wins it back to Harper, who shoots it on net and gloved by Marshall. Drop the puck on the left side again. Another Scouts face-off win for a moment as Marshall picks it up here and plays it out of the zone. Kyle steps up and pokes it back towards the blue line. And Calvin should carry this thing in the zone here, and he does. He's got Brianna far side with him, loses it, and Marshall will pick it up and skate it out of the zone here. With speed, he blows by Kyle. He's got Harper here now, shoots on net, produces a rebound, and it's off the post again as the Scouts are working to keep that puck out of the crease here. Lots of shots on Anthony right now as that one's going to slide past him as Anthony reaches back and just can't quite get it. It's going to go far post, out of his reach. Scouts a little discombobulated there as the Tigers are able to produce rebound after rebound and eventually get one in. .657 left in the first. It's 3-1 now. Scouts still ahead with Hudson, Carson, and Pelly as forwards. We lose that face-off here, and a shot goes on net real quick. Nolan's going to pick this up with Miles as his D partner right now. Hudson's going to skate it through the middle and out of the zone. Picking up speed here. He's got Pelly on his left with him. Lots of Marshall defenders in place, though. Turns, sends it through the middle, deflected by Marshall. They'll pick it up and play it up the wall for a breakout. Marshall with speed now. Turns and shoots. It's wide of the net, but rebounded by Marshall again, and they'll lose possession of the puck here. Miles plays it out of the zone, too far ahead of Pelly. And this puck is going to reach the icing call. And bring it back down for a defensive zone faceoff here as Hiram wins it forward and skates out of the zone with possession here. Beats one defender. Looks like he's going to not beat the second defender here as he's tied up and played out of the zone by Marshall, but this should be an icing call. That'll bring it all the way back down. Really? Was he? I don't think so. That puck was pretty unbothered. Marshall goalie comes over for a equipment malfunction, I'm assuming. He'll get his pads tied back on. Owen, Harper, Luke, Steven, and Hiram are your 5 Scouts on the ice right now. 6 minutes left in the first period. And the goalie's back. Marshall's going to win this face-off, taken away by Hiram quickly, but still played out of the zone by Marshall. They'll skate along the wall here and play it through the middle. Lands on the stick of a Marshall Tiger, but Anthony's able to tie it up. Held in by Owen there as he tries to push the puck into the leg pad safely. And Marshall doesn't quit after the whistle. It's a nice play by Owen there to hold that puck against Anthony's leg pad and draw that whistle. And they're going to take 2 Scouts and 1 Marshall Tiger to the box for it. Looks like Owen and Steven will go to the box along with a Marshall player, and we'll be on a penalty kill here. Checking on Anthony here in net. Gives a head nod like he's okay, and Scouts will go on the PK here with Kyle, Miles, Calvin, and Brianna. One back by Marshall, sent in on net. Rebound turned away. Marshall will pick it up again, play it back down to the corner. Through the middle, D to D. He's going to walk it in, takes a shot, gloved by Anthony. Calvin's going to come off and bring Hudson on, and Pelly's going to come on and bring Brianna off. Another shot on net turned away by Anthony. Marshall's going to pick this up and play it back in below the goal line here. Kyle picks it up, plays it around the corner and up the wall. Hudson tries to win that puck back and sent back in by Marshall. Kyle pick it up and try the other side this time. Pelly's going to be there. Marshall will pick it up and keep it in the zone. This one's high off the glass and out of the zone. Hudson, benefactor of a nice pass here, is going to take it in on net, but it's turned away. Marshall through the neutral zone here and into the zone. Shot deflected, bounces to the corner. Hudson's going to pick this puck up, passes to Pelly into the neutral zone, who's going to carry into the offensive zone. Tied up by Marshall here. And this will kill some time on the penalty here as long as the puck stays moving. Three Marshall Tigers can't get it away from Hudson, or Pelly, excuse me. And played off the wall. Hiram's going to pick it up, shoots, and it deflects off of a Marshall Tiger stick, makes it difficult for the goalie to play it, but he's able to grab it. 3 seconds left on the penalty kill. Luke takes a shot. It's deflected by a Marshall Tiger as Hiram picks it up here. We are back to even strength. Hiram picks that puck up and sends it in. 4-1 at 4:02 in the first. DOB, Owen, and Miles right now as Marshall wins this puck forward. Turned away by Owen to the wall. Sends it through the middle, and Miles deflects it. Shot blocked by the Scouts. They play that back in, and Anthony grabs it. And that'll bring on Calvin, Brianna, and Parker. Face off, not one yet. Down in the corner here, still working for possession of the puck. Owen will play that up the wall. And Parker will pick this thing up and skate it out of the zone. Gets a hook on his hand and draws a penalty. We still have possession here as Owen's going to play it to Calvin. That'll be face off all the way down in the zone. Harper and Kyle come on defense, and it looks like Calvin, Parker, and Brianna are going to stay for this power play here. Face off center of the wall, picked up by Parker, who possesses for just a moment, sends it to Harper. Can't get enough stick on that. Played up the wall. Parker's going to pick it up again. Shoots. Gloved by the Marshall goalie. And that'll bring on a different power play unit. Luke, Hudson, Pelly, Miles, and Steven. Face off won by Marshall. They'll skate it around the net here. Hudson takes that off his stick, though, and Luke passes it back to Miles, who shoots it wide of the net, but still picked up by the goalie. And that'll bring on Carson for Luke. 3 minutes in the first. Another Marshall face-off win as they'll skate it back around the net and play it up off the glass and get it out of the zone. But Miles right there to pick it up. Takes a moment and sees who's open. Finds Pelly, who makes a move and sends it forward to Carson. Carson sends it back through to Hudson, who sends it through the middle again. Carson just can't quite get there. Reaches out and regains possession of the puck, though. Tries a wraparound that's broken up by Marshall real quick. And Hudson will play it back out to Steven, who plays it over to Miles. Miles will send it below the goal line. Puck comes off the wall, and Marshall's going to pick that up and get it out of the zone. So Marshall having a little trouble getting the puck out of the zone here and played immediately back in. Miles to Hudson. Hudson will just chip it in the zone and go for a change. Marshall will send this out, but it's going to die before it hits that icing call, and Miles will pick it up, skate around the net, and play it back around to Steven. Steven loses the puck in the defensive zone, and Marshall trying to gain possession here. Can't do so as Hiram picks it up. He'll chip it in off the wall and go chase. And he wins that foot race, but he's pushed off the puck by a Marshall player, and Marshall will look to break out. And they will. Through the neutral zone with speed, they'll turn and delay there for just a moment as the puck stops along the wall and goes into the corner. Marshall will pick it back up and loses the handle out of it there as Luke breaks that up. Carson's going to chip that out of the zone for Hiram, but played back through his legs by Marshall. Scouts are going to get caught in a change here and give Marshall a shot. Hitting the pipe again. So Anthony doing a good job of just taking away enough of the net so where Marshall's having to really pick their spots. They've hit the post 3 times here in this period. It's going to be Calvin picking that puck up off the wall there. And Calvin will knock that into the zone as Marshall will play it out. Harper and Nolan on defense now. Anthony tries to glove one. It bounces off of the glove for just a moment and goes below the goal line. Harper picks it up and plays it up the wall, but Marshall's right there. Harper tries to slap it out again. Can't quite get it out of there. Parker gets beat by a Marshall forward there, and that's chipped in and goes outside the net. Lands on the back of the net, and they're going to blow the whistle. 4 seconds left in the first. We'll have a change here with 4 seconds and bring on Hudson, Pelly, Carson, Owen, and Miles. Marshall wins that face-off and takes a shot. Probably wouldn't have counted. And that'll be the end of the first. We'll start the second here with a 4-1 lead as Carson, Hudson, Pelly will remain on the ice as forwards, and Miles and Owen will take the ice as defenders. Played up the wall. Pelly's going to pick that up and carry it out of the zone and chip it up the wall to Hudson. Going to skate in and take a shot. Produces a rebound there as the Marshall goalie can't get it in his glove. Hudson will skate with possession, sends a pass over to Miles. Miles will send it back to Hudson. Plays it off of his skate and shot back in on net. That'll bring on Kyle, Harper, Luke, Hiram, and Steven. Marshall will win the faceoff and play it up the wall. Lands into a Marshall player, and they break out with a one-on-one opportunity here. Played through the middle by Marshall. They'll be the first ones on it. Back out to their D guy, who will chip it back into the zone. Shot attempted, but it goes wide. As the Marshall D guy will step up, but poked away by Kyle, picked up by Steven. Steven changes direction behind the net here. Back over to Kyle, off of his stick, and Hiram's going to chip it up the wall. Now it'll be a foot race here, and Hiram's going to win that. He's got Luke backdoor with him. Can't quite gain possession of the puck there, but we hang on to it in the zone here. Send it around the wall as Luke will let Harper pick it up, and Harper will send it back down to Luke. Luke pass attempt goes into the skate of a Marshall player, and they'll pick it up and break out. Kyle blocks a shot there, picked up by Steven. Sent a little in front of Luke there as he's not going to be able to collect that. And Marshall will play it back in their zone. Luke tries to play that puck forward, but can't get enough stick on it as Marshall will pick it up here and tries to make a move, shot deflected. Played up the wall by Harper. And that puck will land back in the middle of the ice here as Kyle picks it up and sends it out of the zone. Parker in a foot race here, doesn't quite get there. As Steven pokes that puck away, goes for a change. Kyle and Harper in position and forces a shot wide. That puck's going to be played up into the net, out of play. Nolan and Miles will come on, joining Brianna, Parker, and Calvin. Face off won by Parker over to Calvin. And Parker's going to pick that puck up and send it over to Brianna. They'll skate through the neutral zone here, and Brianna's going to take it wide. Looks like they're going to call us offside there. Marshall wins the face-off and will get into the zone. Nolan pushes that defender wide. He's going to shoot and picks a corner, and it's in. .12:18 left in the first. We're going to drop this puck with Carson, Hudson, Pelly, Owen, and Harper on the ice. Hudson will play it forward, too far in front of Carson. Going to be an icing call. Harper will pick this puck off the wall, try to play it up, and it does make it out. Hudson's going to pick it up and chip it in the zone. One back up to Carson, who sends it back down below the goal line. Marshall will play it out of their zone and regroup here for just a second in the neutral zone. Send forward, they'll send a shot on net. Anthony tries to glove it. It bounces out. Owen's going to pick it up and skate it behind the net. Pelly picks this up and chips it out of the zone. Carson can't quite get a hold of it, but that'll send Marshall offside.
Let's go, Scouts!
Hiram wins that face-off forward and beats a defender here. He's going to have a good look at the shot. Shoots. Marshall goalie turns it away, and Scouts go for the rebound, but able to keep it out momentarily as Steven makes a move here and sends a pass. Just way too hard there. Luke will turn and fan on it. Good look. Just a little too much on that one. Marshall will pick this up as Luke takes it off of his stick for a moment, and Kyle's gonna back up just for a second. Steven picks it up, and he'll skate it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone here. He's gonna turn, takes a shot, deflected by Marshall. Hiram will pick it up, sends it through the middle. There's no one there. D-to-D pass. Kyle's gonna play this thing back into the zone. Takes a shot, it's on net. And that'll be gloved by Marshall. Harper, Owen, Calvin, Parker, and Brianna on the ice here. Offensive zone face-off, 4-2 with 10:28 left in the second. Face-off tied up in the middle there for a moment, but picked up by Marshall, and they'll get into the zone here. Blows by Owen. Going to turn and broken up by Harper there, and the puck flies to the crease. Sent wide again, and Calvin should be able to pick this up here. No, Marshall's going to step up, send it back to the middle. Harper's got the puck here. He's going to have time to skate. Loses that puck momentarily, but picks it back up, sends it in the zone. Brianna deflects a pass as Marshall will pick that up. And work back into their zone. Pass to the middle. Turned away by Anthony, and Anthony's going to sit on that thing and get a whistle. Ellie, Carson, and Hudson jump back on. Face-off tied up in the middle, won by Marshall. Sent through the crease. They get a shot on it, but it's wide. Hudson gets knocked into the wall there, loses the puck, but Scouts working to get possession back here as it's in the corner now. It's going to be Miles trying to skate out, and it looks like he might have got a stick in his hands there, but no call as Hudson skates into the zone and sends another pass through the crease. No, they do have a hand on it. Looks like we are going to draw a penalty. So Miles draws a penalty there. If he gets a stick on his hands, it takes him down to the ice, and that's going to bring on... Not sure yet. Miles, Hiram, Steven, Pelly, and Hudson.
Let's go, Hiram!
He news to me. I have no idea what
Hudson wins that back to Steven, who sends it over to Miles. Miles will turn and play it in deep below the goal line to Hudson. Hudson turns and looks. He's got Steven again. Steven will pin it against the wall, send it back to Hudson. Hudson tries to send a pass to the middle, but it's turned away by Marshall for just a moment. Plays it back below the goal line to Pelly. They'll cycle through as Pelly skates to the middle and takes a shot, deflected and tied up by Marshall. A couple pushes after the whistle there, but looks like everyone's going to stay on the ice here. Hudson will come off and bring on Carson. Marshall will win that face-off, send it up the wall as Miles picks it up and sends it over to Steven. Steven skates in, shoots a high shot, gloved by Marshall. 53 left on the power play. Face off one forward by Hiram, picks it up, sends a pass to Steven, who shoots, and that's deflected by Marshall. Kelly sends it back over to Hiram below the goal line here. He'll pick the puck up for a moment, send it back to Steven. Steven will walk it in, makes a move. He's going to shoot, another shot deflected. Kelly picks it up behind the goal line here, tries a wrap around, but loses it just momentarily, sends it back below the goal line to Hiram. Little cycle here. Sent through the crease by Pelly. No one backdoor. Good idea. Shot deflected again from Steven, and Hiram's going to pick that up, skate through the middle here. Loses it for a minute, gets it back, and that looks like it's going to go in. Just stays on that puck and keeps pushing it forward to the goal until it's in. (5-2) with 7:42 in the second. Brianna, Parker, Calvin, Kyle, and Harper on the ice. Marshall plays that puck through the neutral zone, and they'll get it in their offensive zone here. Pass to the middle is broken up by Brianna. Shot on net, though. Harper will pick this up, play it high up off the wall, and Parker's going to pick it up with speed here. No, that's Calvin, excuse me. Brianna's going to collect that puck, shoots it. It goes on net, turned away by the goalie. And Marshall will play it out. Calvin will pick it up again, loses the puck through the middle, turned to the corner by the goalie. Calvin runs into a Marshall play there. And it's sent to the corner by Brianna. Marshall will rim this around, and their forward will pick it up and skate it out. Passes it forward. It's a nice pass. Makes a move here and beats Harper, but Harper's able to get enough body and stick on it to break that shot up. And that puck, I think, is touched by Marshall there, and no. They're going to call an icing. Marshall works to keep that puck in the zone. They're not going to be able to as Pelly skates it out here, and he sends it over to Carson. Jumps off of his stick for a minute. It's a foot race here. Carson bodied into the boards there by a larger Marshall defender as Scouts will still take possession. Hudson changes direction and cycles that puck back to Pelly, who will send it back to Hudson, and he'll go in and shoot on net. Rebound produced. And Marshall will tie up all the sticks and get it away from there. Miles steps up, plays the puck back to the middle. And that puck will skip over the blue line. Marshall takes possession here. 2-on-2. They're going to shoot on net, turned away by Anthony as Nolan gets in the corner here. Hudson jumps in there with him and grabs the puck. Skates out of the zone, is going to gain the red line and send it in. Going to rim around as Luke gets in on a forecheck here. Harper will pick it up and send it back to Kyle, who will send it forward to Steven. Makes a move and sends it back in below the goal line. Harper will play that back in, and it hits the referee, who looks confused that he's in the way there as Harper tries to play that puck back in the zone. He took serious offense to that.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Just dump it, right?
Yeah, that's you're probably gonna
Next time.
get hit with pucks as a referee, unintentionally. Hiram, Steven, and Luke on as forwards with Harper and Kyle on D. 4:49 left in the second period. 5-2 Scouts. As the Marshall player tries to make a move and loses the puck, Kyle will pick that up, and Steven will play it out of the zone here. It's going to be touched by Marshall. Foot race here and ties up both players. They both go down. Not sure whose fault that was, but it looks like Hiram was dragged down there for a minute. Parker will pick up the puck here and gets pushed off the puck for just a moment. Parker working below the goal line here with Miles. And Parker will pick it up, pushed into the wall, draws another penalty there.
I like how the players slow go to the box. Oh, what a whip back to the bench one. No one in the spot.
Parker will draw a penalty that'll bring on Miles, Hiram, Steven, Hudson, and Pelly for a minute and 30 power play here with 4:09 left in the second. Face off one back to Miles, sent over to Steven. Almost picked off by Marshall, but it skips over his stick, and Steven's going to play it back down below the goal line. Miles sends that back over to Steven. Scouts will regroup, and no, it's turned over by Steven at the blue line there, and Marshall's going to get a look at a shot here. Held off by Miles. Miles might have had a penalty there, but no whistle, so we're going to play on. Pelly works that puck through the middle here and on net. Parker, Carson, and Luke will jump on here with Steven and Miles. 55 seconds left in the power play. Face off, tied up and won by Marshall and out of the zone. Foot race here as Miles is going to pick it up and plays it off the skate of Carson. Parker sends it back to Miles, and the Scouts will regroup here. Over to Steven. And Steven makes a move off the skate of a Marshall player. Steven turns and looks, plays it up to Luke. Luke plays it over to Carson, and Carson's going to skate it over the line. He'll take it wide, turns and looks. He's got Luke back door and Parker in the middle. Sends one in. It's off the stick of the goalie. Carson with a little time here. Sends it back up to Harper. Harper's going to shoot. It's not on net. And Luke will go below the goal line to pick this up here. Played out of the zone by Marshall with 7 seconds left on the power play. Harper loses control of that for just a second, but turned away by Nolan. Marshall will be full strength here as Harper skates it up the ice. Gains the red line, going to send that puck in deep. Parker in on the forecheck here, and Marshall will play it out. Nolan tries to change direction of the ice there and loses the puck. Anthony plays it, and it goes off the post there as the Scouts frantically get it out of the front of the net there. Puck's going to float out of the zone here, and Carson on a forecheck there with Brianna. Parker steps up next, has a move made on him. Brianna gets dangled too, and Marshall will carry this into the zone. Out of the zone now, Brianna skates it in wide as Calvin jumps on that side to help her. Pelly jumps on the ice here as Miles and Nolan are back on D. Nice move there by the Marshall player, but Miles kicks it away.
Fuck out of there.
Puck stays in the middle here. Dangerous areas. Marshall dangles, shoots, it goes high. They'll send it back out to their point. They had a wise decision there by Anthony to put a glove on that. Minute 24 left in the period. Marshall will win this faceoff and try to throw it to the middle there, but Hudson's there. Intercepts that pass. Skating 2 defenders, takes it wide. Sends a shot on net. Long rebound. Played out of the zone by Marshall. Puck floats in the neutral zone for a minute before being collected by Marshall, and they'll play it up the ice with 2 passes here, but it jumps over his stick, and Owen will pick this up and skate it around the net. They'll play it off the boards, kept in by Marshall. Nice defense there by Owen to get that player off the puck. Stretch pass from Hudson. Jumps off the stick of Pelly, and Marshall plays it back into the zone as Owen blocks a shot. Marshall will send it back in softly on net. Stephen, Hiram, Luke on the ice now. Face off 1 forward, but kept in by Marshall for the moment. They'll send it back in deep below the goal line and try to create some offense here. Puck sent through the middle, jumps off of Hiram's stick, and Kyle's there to pick it up. He'll skate through the neutral zone here. Makes a move here, beats a defender. He's going to have a look at a shot. Takes one, and it's on net, but into the glove of the Marshall goalie. 5 seconds left in the period. Shot off the faceoff by Hiram, goes wide of the net, sent back to Harper, and that'll be the period. We'll start this period with Hiram, Luke, Steven, Kyle, and Miles. 5-2. Scouts in the lead as Marshall wins the faceoff and sends a shot wide of the net. Miles working below the goal line here, sends it over to Steven. Chips it up the wall to Hiram. Hiram will skate it out of the defensive zone and into the offensive zone. 4 Marshall players around him, though. He'll still keep possession of the puck here. Working below the goal line. Still comes out with the puck. And now he's got a little time to look around here. Sends it back to Luke, who sends it over to Kyle. Shot on net. Rebound produced, and it's going to be covered by Marshall. Full scout change will bring on Calvin, Brianna, Parker, Owen, and Harper. Offensive zone face-off here. Face-off one, back by Parker, picked up by Marshall, though, as they'll skate into the offensive zone. Harper steps over, and shot is put on net, turned away by Anthony. Marshall will collect, send it back to their D guy. Calvin steps up here. D to D pass, skips over his stick. Calvin with a nice defensive play there, breaks up a shot. Parker picks up the puck, sends it forward to Bree. A little far in front of her. Marshall will regroup and enter the zone again. Shot on net, gloved by Anthony. Hudson will win this face-off forward and can't get it out of the zone. Marshall will collect it, but loses the puck there as Miles will pick it up and rim it around the wall here over to Carson. Jumps off of Carson's stick, and Marshall will play it back down low. Give and go there from Marshall. Nice play. Skips it over through the zone. Pass too high. Oh, he's going to try to chip that in off the wall there, but can't get enough stick on that. Nolan's going to let everyone regroup. He'll send that back in. Marshall loses the puck in the middle of the ice here as Hudson picks it up and plays it back out to Nolan. Nolan's going to take a shot through traffic there on net. Played back in by Hudson, and goalie gets his leg pad over in time. Seals off the post and covers it. Face off one back by Hiram over to Luke, who sends it back to Harper. Has a shot deflected into the back wall. Harper will pick this up, let everyone regroup here for a second, and send it forward. No, picked off by Marshall. And carried into the zone here as they get it past Steven and get a shot on net, turned away by Ant. And Hiram's going to pick off that pass back to the point and get it out of the zone here. Pokes it forward, and now it's a foot race. And Marshall's going to win that one. Hiram goes down pretty good. He's still on the ice here, and we've got a whistle. Looks like Hiram's okay, just shaking up for a moment as he was tied up in a foot race with a Marshall player there. .27 left in the third period here. We'll have a neutral zone face-off with Parker, Calvin, Brianna, Kyle, and Harper. Face-off one back by Parker to Kyle. It jumps off of the stick, and Marshall's going to carry this into the zone. Harper's right there, though, and breaks up a shot, sends it wide. Parker passes forward to Brianna. She's got Calvin streaking, sends it over to him. Calvin's going to pick this puck up and carry it into the zone here. Turns, tries to make a move, and it jumps off of his stick. And Calvin will play it below the goal line. Marshall will break out here. Kyle's going to be the first one to it. Turns and plays it back up the wall to Calvin. Loses possession here as it's sent back in the zone offside. Face off won by Hudson, back to Miles. He'll gain the red line, send it in. Picked up by Hudson, who sends it on net. And covered by Marshall. Marshall will win that face-off, but lose it almost immediately as Miles is going to keep this puck in, sends it back to the middle. Now Marshall picked that puck up, skated out of their zone. Play broken up by Hudson, but poked away by Marshall and sent back into their zone as Pelly picks it up, plays it up the wall. Pelly will skate this through the neutral zone and take it wide. Makes a move to send it below the goal line as Carson gets there, sends a pass into the middle. Pelly picks it up, tries to send it back to Miles, but Marshall's going to pick that off, skate through the neutral zone with speed here. Makes a move and loses the puck there in the process. Gets a shot on net. Anthony's ready for it. Owen, physical play, gets a forward into the boards there and takes the puck. Pelly's going to skate this out of the zone. Parker plays this puck over the blue line, gets it out, makes a move, but it's into the skates of a Marshall player and loses it. 2-on-1 for Marshall there, and they're going to score. It'll be 5-3 with 10 minutes left in the third period. Face off won by the Scouts. Luke pokes it back up to Parker, and Parker loses the puck. Harper's going to play that back up to the wall. Parker picks it up there, turns and sends it to Steven. Steven's going to shoot it. It's in! A nice job there. Harper sends that puck in towards the blue line. Parker picks it up, slides it over to Steven, who catches a 5-hole as the goalie slides over. (6-3) Scouts. Face off one over to Brianna. She's going to send it back through the middle. And Calvin works to take it off the Marshall player here. Hudson's going to pick that puck up. Skate it through the neutral zone, gains a red line, and sends it in deep. I think that's Calvin working in the corner there and loses the puck. Marshall's going to pick it up, carry it through the neutral zone, picking up speed here. Makes a move, bounces it off his skates, and tries to shoot, but it's broken up by Miles. Miles will rim it back around over to Calvin. Calvin with a little space here, loses the puck. Kyle's right there to help him out, though. Kyle tries to play it off the wall, picked up by a Marshall player. They hit the pipe again, and the puck will float around the backside for a minute before being picked up by Hudson. Hudson's going to gain the red line, send it in deep again. Calvin's got to get, nope, Calvin's going for a change. That'll bring on Carson. Oh, stretch pass to Carson is going to give him a breakaway here. Shoots, Can't tell if that just went wide. Might have been turned away by the goalie there, I believe. Picked up by Pelly, and the puck floats through the offensive zone. We've got a one-on-one here with Marshall. He's going to blow right by Owen with speed already, and he turned away by Anthony. What a save. Owen plays that puck up high off the glass and bounces right to a Marshall player. Harper's going to pick it up and play it out of the zone. Foot race here. Carson gets on his horse. Got a chance here. So does Hiram. Breaks up a pass there by Hiram. Goes back to Carson. .750 here in the third. 6-3. Marshall blowing by defenders here now. Makes a pass. Shoot, it's on net. And Anthony closes that 5-hole up and stops play for us right there. That's going to bring on Steven, Hiram, Luke, Miles, and Nolan. Face off one to the wall. Chipped up the wall by Nolan there. As the Scouts gain possession here. Steven will pick it up, plays it up the wall and out of the zone. But Marshall will pick that up and regroup. D-to-D pass as they'll look to change the direction of the ice here. Steven's going to carry this thing, change the direction. Plays it up the wall to Luke. Luke turns. He's got a little space here. Played into the wall, but it gets it up to Hiram. Draws a penalty there. Luke is he's okay. He picks up the stick. Going to jump in the play here as the Scouts will go on the power play. A nice job by Luke there, skating up the wall.
What's the significance?
Power play unit on here with Helly, Steven, Hudson, Hiram, and Miles. 7:06 left in the third. Face off one back by Hiram. Steven sends it over to Miles, who makes a move and walks it in. He'll just send it in on net softly. Rebound sent in by Hiram. And Pelly's going to send that back out at the point. It's poked away from him, though. Miles there to collect. Hard forecheck from Marshall coming here as Miles will play that back up the ice, and Hiram will chip it back into Hudson. Held in by Hudson here, so send it over to Steven. Miles walks in, turns, he shoots, it's high. Off net. Hits the back wall. Chipped off the wall. Marshall's going to have a breakaway here. Takes his time, makes a spin move, and that's going to draw a penalty for Marshall as Hiram runs into him. Then we'll play 4-on-4. Four here as Parker wins that face-off forward, but it's picked up by Marshall very quickly, sent in on net and turned away by Anthony. They'll throw it back out in front, and the puck will just float there. Parker goes to the wall here and sends it up out of the ice, and we're going to get an icing call on that. We got 4-on-4 for 27 seconds. Parker, Carson, Kyle, and Harper. Puck chipped forward by Parker. Gets out to that point. Puck gets all the way through on net there. And Marshall will send it back in. Kyle goes below the goal line here. Marshall sends it out in front again. And Carson's got a chance for possession here, but picked up by Marshall. Puck floats out in front. Kyle's got it now. He'll play it. It jumps over the stick of the Marshall player there. Carson in on a forecheck here. Marshall will regroup, carry over the line, send it across the ice here, and tries to go between two Scouts defenders unsuccessfully. Now we're on a penalty kill here as Marshall will skate back through the middle, deflected by Harper there and turned away. Shot gets through the middle as Anthony covers it up. 4:56 left in the period. Marshall wins that face-off. They're going to turn, send it back to the point, and back to the middle again. Rebound produced there, but long rebound picked up by Pelly as we're even strength here, and Hudson will pick this puck up and take a shot on net. Pelly picks it up, sends it through the middle to Miles. Miles is going to shoot it high. Hits the back wall here. Hudson working below the goal line, sends it back out to Miles. Miles tries to send it over to Owen. He does get it there after it's deflected. Owen sends it back in low on net. Picked up by Marshall, though. As they'll play it out of the zone here, and they're going to have a 2-on-2, 2-on-3. Played out of the zone by Pelly here. He'll turn and hold for just a minute, give the Scouts a chance to regroup. Gains the red line and sends it in. Brianna, Calvin, and Parker will jump on. Parker breaks up that momentum and picks up the puck. He's going to rim it around to Marshall. And deflected by Brianna, who sends it up the ice to Calvin, who can't get a hold of it, but has a chance to collect it here. Brianna's going to pick it up. We are onside here. Brianna skates. Loses the puck for just a moment. Marshall skates, plenty of Scouts in the way, though. Sends it below the goal line. Rebound jumps to Brianna, who sends it cross ice, and this will get out of the zone. Parker pressuring as Marshall will send it back in. Nolan picks it up and skates it around the net. He'll play it up the wall to Brianna. It gets a stick on it, and Marshall will play it back down deep. Harper sends that off the skate of Brianna and out of the zone. Marshall regroups through the neutral zone here. 2:20 left, sends it in on net. Kyle plays it up the wall to Luke. Luke with some time here, plays it over to Steven, and it's grabbed by Steven again as he'll work to keep it off the Marshall defender's stick here. He can't do so. Marshall keeps that puck in. Luke sends it up the wall over to Steven. He's going to pick it up here. Makes a move and sends it in deep. Minute 45 left in the third. 6-3 Scouts. Miles sends that puck back to the middle, but it lands on the stick of a Marshall player as they'll send it in deep. Kyle will catch that, drop it, and play it back out of the zone as Steven will carry it back into the zone as Marshall picks it up for just a minute. Back to Steven. Skips it across ice to Hiram. He'll play that out of the zone here. Has Hudson in front with him. Kicks it over to the wall. And he'll send a shot over the net. Carson picks the puck up through the zone here, makes a move, jumps off of his stick. Hudson's going to pick that up, put it on net. Marshall will play that out of the zone here as Miles picks it up. Sends it to the wall. Carson, first one there, plays it back into the offensive zone for the Scouts. Loses the puck, and Marshall will play that out of the zone with 35 seconds left. Neutral zone face-off. Won back by Hudson and played forward by Owen. Pelly will gain possession here, send it in deep. Foot race to the puck here with 15 seconds left. Marshall's going to win that. Send a shot on net. Goes below the goal line. Makes a move here, and they're going to tries to go between his legs. He had an open look there, but tried to make it pretty instead, and that should end the game there. 6-3 Scouts, and we'll be back tonight at 8 p.m.